Looks like Robert Baxter and East versus West finally have a plan for the Levan Saginashivili problem. Before that, let's discuss Alizhan Muratov versus Vitaly Laletin as discussed in this East versus West livestream. So why is Alizhan versus Vitaly so big? Ray told Devon, he kind of apologized to him by saying that this match is bigger than the Devon versus Dennis 2018 super match because that match was based on hype because they never faced each other. They were the best from their area. But since Dennis was so strong, he was much bigger than Devon, everyone kind of knew that Devon is going to lose this match. But it is not the same about this match. We already have some dividing opinions as to who is going to win this one. That's why this is the biggest left-handed match ever, and these two are possibly the strongest two left arms in the world that ever existed. Neil Pickup said that this is a unique match because it wasn't built on trash talk. It was built on results. He said that both men have proven themselves beyond any doubt at all. Devon said that he recently saw Alizhan in person very carefully and his left arm freaks him out. The photographs, the videos don't do him justice. His left forearm especially, is from outer space. It's dramatically different from his right. Alizhan is unbelievably strong, but despite that, Devon still favored and picked Vitaly Laletin to win this match. So Devon believes that Alizhan has to top roll in this match. I've also talked about this match that top rolling Vitaly, especially after seeing the left arm Morozov match, the round one, where Vitaly lost his wrist, it has to be more easier than hooking Vitaly. But Alizhan's hook and top roll may not be even close. His hook is on a completely different level, so he may be able to make it possible through a hook as well. We're just not sure at this moment. But others disagreed with Devon. They said that Alizhan never top rolls, even against Morozov. He almost initiated a hook and then kind of rolled out to surprise Morozov. Neil Pickup said that this match would be decided entirely on the setup. Alizhan can only win dominantly. He has to win fast. Neil said that Vitaly should study the Devon Larratt guidebook to straps, how to manipulate the setup and stuff like that. He needs to be very high, very critical in the grip, as he said. Any kind of looseness before the go in the strap will favor Alizhan. He will be able to set the hook and then it will be game over for Vitaly. So size matters in this match. Neil said that Vitaly's height, his reach, they are natural advantages to him. He may be able to access the top roll that he wants, sheerly based on his size alone. Vitaly can keep the opponents farther away from their own game, and that's particularly important if you want to beat Alizhan Muratov. You need to keep him away from his hook, and Vitaly can definitely do that. There were some comments from Robert Baxter about David Dadikyan's comeback. He thinks it will happen in December, but not on the left arm. On the right arm, he will compete against someone, maybe at 115 kilos, but the opponent has not been decided yet. So the panel argued about a possible super match between Dadikyan on the left arm and the winner of this match. Although there was a time when Dadikyan was kind of ready for these guys, but I don't think that time is now. I don't think it has come back yet because Dadikyan was injured. He was not healthy. So I would like to see the loser of this match face Dadikyan rather than the winner. In one of the previous live streams, Robert was asked about Engin Terzi competing at East versus West, as the fans ask in almost every live stream. Robert said that Engin is possibly the best lightweight ever, and it is possible someday that we will see Engin back at the East versus West stage. I mean, back in the sense we will see him there because he's not really competed ever at East versus West except for the first event where he lost to Artur Makarov. Robert said nothing has been planned as of now, but he would like to see Svetan Gashevsky versus Engin Terzi. It's a little surprising because East versus West was discrediting Engin's recent win over Artur Makarov. So you would assume that they would offer Engin the match against Artur Makarov and not Svetan Gashevsky. Then there was some discussion about Andrei Smaev. Devon called Smaev an arm wrestler because he keeps on doing some arm wrestling lifts in almost every other video that he uploads. The panel disagreed. And there was a long discussion whether he can compete in the future or not. Robert said that he's training for arm wrestling. Smaev is training for arm wrestling, so he agreed with Devon there. He has talked with Smaev through Bugged Up, not directly, which I still don't understand why they don't use Google Translate at this moment to talk directly with the athletes. But maybe Smaev has his rule that all the conversations with him will strictly be through his sponsor. In that case, it totally makes sense. So Robert said that he offered the Leonidas Arkona match to Smaev. Robert personally believes that Smaev is ready for Leonidas, but Smaev doesn't believe that. He thinks that Leonidas may still be too much for him and he isn't ready for the match yet. Robert also mentioned that someone in Russia is trying to stop Smaev from competing at East versus West, and that someone is not Engin Terzi. He didn't want people to have that doubt in their minds. Ray says that the biggest problem with this Smaev is that if he loses at East versus West against a lighter guy, against a weaker guy, then the whole mystery about him being that Superman who's the strongest guy in the world kind of goes away. And that is something that Smaev may not want. Ray explained this with an example that he sees a bunch of guys at their club who never compete. They just feel like they're not ready yet, and the day when they will feel that they're ready for competition, it never comes. So Smaev may be one of those guys. Robert talked about the practice pull that Smaev had with Larry Wheels. He said Smaev was really impressive. Devon also agrees with that. But Neil Pickup said that he is not ready to buy that practice pull. And I kind of agree with Neil Pickup here, because I have also mentioned it in the past that Smaev put Larry through thousands of reps on the bicep exercises. Although Larry's biceps are also pretty strong, but he isn't used to of doing that many reps on his arms. And it was Smaev's regular workout, and they practiced after that. So how much Larry had left in the tank when they practiced, I cannot say for sure. Or maybe I can say for sure that Larry was definitely more tired than Smaev at that point. Ray talked about offering Smaev a lot of money to come to East versus West, and Robert immediately said that it is not about money for Smaev. He's a very nice, kind-hearted guy. He's just not comfortable on the stage. And even when he agreed to come to Batumi for this East versus West event, he didn't want to stay there for too long. It was just an in and out kind of deal for him. Now he's not even coming to Batumi, Georgia. They argued that there should be a match between Brian Shaw and Smaev, and then the winner gets Leonidas Arkona. I think that would be the perfect setup. They introduced Kirill Sarychev as well in this situation, and apparently Kirill is also not ready for Leonidas. He doesn't think he's strong enough as of now. So maybe if Smaev doesn't agree, then we can get Brian Shaw versus Kirill Sarychev. Or is Kirill not ready for Brian Shaw as well? We'll have to wait and see. Since now Brian Shaw has completed his weight loss transformation or fat loss transformation, and to me he's looking around 14-15% body fat. He was around 17 to 18 before he started this. He's looking awesome, and I think even this weight will be big enough for many guys to handle on the table. Brian Shaw is still a monster. Robert said that Brian is still interested in arm wrestling. He is still doing arm wrestling exercises. He's just taking some time off. He's certainly not out of the arm wrestling game. He's spending time with his family. So that's why no immediate match has been announced. There was a brief discussion about Riekard Bondman. They discussed how Riekard now has a gym and he's a full-time arm wrestler. Even Alizhan Muratov said that Riekard is probably top 10 in the world, which is very difficult to believe, let's be honest. But Alizhan knows how strong his right arm is, and Riekard was definitely a level ahead of him. So then they talked about the big match, Levan versus Vitaly. The big match that isn't confirmed yet, but it needs to happen. How long before Robert announces that he must strip Levan off his title if he doesn't agree to compete against Vitaly in December? I think he should have already announced this by this point, but he hasn't done so yet. Robert is hopeful that Levan will agree to the match. He needs to agree to this match because it is the match that needs to happen. Robert said it needs to be Vitaly Laletin against Levan in December. Vitaly is absolutely ready for this match. The only thing that is stopping this match from happening is Levan saying yes. And nobody can really call themselves a true champion unless they beat Levan. Devon made it clear that even if he's given the interim title, if it is taken away from Levan Saginashivili, he wouldn't consider himself as the true champion of the world. That's another problem. That's the Levan Saginashivili dominance problem, that even if he decides to not compete, even if he decides to quit next day for the next couple of years, people wouldn't really be able to call themselves the true champions because they didn't beat Levan. Of course, they will get over this thing eventually, but it will stay in their minds for a long time. Devon said Levan has completely changed the sport. Levan has raised the performance ceiling. Every elite puller trains differently because Levan exists. Levan is on another level and people are just chasing that level, and nobody has been able to do so yet. Ray was criticizing Levan a lot, rightfully so. He said that in the past many years, Levan has only competed against Devon twice, Hermes twice, and Jerry once. He said that the fans deserve to see more from Levan Saginashvili. Robert said that it wasn't really Levan's fault because there weren't many legitimate challengers back then. But there are challengers now. The first one is Vitaly, second one is Morozov if he gets healthy, and possibly Kamil as well if he defeats Georgy Svetkov. Kevin Wolf projected a good idea. I liked it. He wants to see a mini tournament kind of format between the top guys, and they can go back and forth in the best of 3 format.
I don't know anything about your contracts, but in a dream scenario, I would want the top 10 guys of each weight category once a year show up at the, I don't know, a special event where they all face in a tournament to find just to have the top guys at one event face each other, all of them.
And that will create some new hype around the match because Levan may have a good long first round with Devon and then the next guy beats Levan because he isn't fresh. And that makes total sense. Let's have Levan, Devon, Vitaly, Hermes or Morozov, since Morozov beat Hermes Gasparini. Have these guys face each other. Hopefully, Levan has a long first round against Devon or against Vitaly, and the other pair is fresh. Someone flash pinned the other guy, and then they can take down Levan Saginashvili and maybe even Devon Larratt later on, who knows. So that will create some new hype and it will create new super match possibilities in the future. Ray said that financially it is not possible, it is an impossible idea because the production, the travel, the venue, the broadcasting, it takes a lot of money and it depends on the arm wrestlers as well whether they agree to this or not, and most likely they won't. Robert Baxter said that it will be possible in the future, but it isn't possible as of now. In the future, in the very near future, they can make it happen, and he liked this idea, but still it will depend on the athletes whether they agree to it or not. Would you like to see this format in the future? Mention your thoughts in the comment section. Please purchase the pay-per-view using the link in the description. I'll see you again.